Hi there, my name is Kim and these are the Wayrider Chronicles, my alternative look at current affairs. Hi there everybody, let's talk about TikTok again. I say again because I have posted in the past a rather, I would say, facetious video about banning TikTok when it first came out a couple of months ago. That there was a new effort by American senators to go about banning TikTok in the US. Yesterday, there were 3 bills passed in the House of Representatives of the United States, of which one of them was to do with TikTok. Because of the way these bills are structured, there were lots of bits and pieces in them. The House voted on 3 bills that would be a package. So they're 3 bits and pieces, but together as a package, otherwise it doesn't go through. One of them was finally unblocking additional funding for Ukraine. There was also $8.1 billion in support for Taiwan and the Indo-Pacific. It also approved more than $26 billion for Israel, but for all you Palestinians out there, it also included $9.2 billion in humanitarian aid, specifically for Gaza, but also for populations in crisis. And it also voted to place additional sanctions on Iran. Okay, yeah, big deal. Sanctions, sometimes you wonder if they're any good to anybody. And require the Chinese owners of TikTok to sell the company within 9 months if they want it to continue to be available in the US app stores. And here we get to the crux of the matter. Because without Ukrainian package, the Taiwan and the other aids, this particular resolutions would have not gone through. It's all to do with American politics, which is not the subject of this video. Personally, I am against banning anything for the simple reason that when people ban things, it tends to incentivize people to find ways and means around that ban. And these ways and means around the ban tend to cause more problems than the ban in the first place. That's a very general statement, but it does tend to be the case. Also, in the case of TikTok, I fully understand that the American senators who brought the bill forward and the people behind this bill to ban TikTok in America, or get them to sell the Chinese owners of TikTok, which is called ByteDance, to get them to sell the American bit of TikTok so that it's no longer influenced by the Chinese government. There is a rationale behind it because, as we all know, the Western or the American apps of, for example, WhatsApp, Google, Messenger, and all the rest of them are banned in China. They're not allowed to be sold on the app stores in China, and they cannot be used. So there is a logic to it. If they're banning it, why don't we ban it? If we go back to 2023, last year, there was a hearing in front of the US Senate whereby the CEO of TikTok, Shou Chew, who's actually in Singapore, I'm not sure if it's Singaporean, but he's based in Singapore, put together a proposal or outlined a proposal called Project Texas. Project Texas, what was that? Project Texas was TikTok's response to essentially American people's data going to the Chinese government. They were going to silo it, as they call it in internet terms, within America. Why it was called Project Texas, I have no idea. Probably something to do with the silo. Silo in this sense is a cloud-based computing application, which means that that data is in a secure silo, as they call it, and can't be used, can't be accessed outside that country, i.e. the US. I don't have a lot. There is, as I said, there is the aspect that, well, they ban a lot of our apps, and there's something called the Great Wall of China, which means that any opinion coming through from Western journalism or Western non-Chinese, let's not call them Western, non-Chinese information is censored in China. And that has been the case for many, many years. They call it the Great Wall of China. And if you go to China, you won't be able to access New York Times, for example, or the Financial Times in London, or whatever. You can using VPNs, but that's a different issue. And that's quite difficult in China anyway. So I understand that the basic, well, they're banning our apps, we're going to ban their apps. And TikTok is an app that is global. So personally, I don't understand how they're going to split off the American bit of it and sell it off. And what about European bit and the Australian bit and the South African bit and the Brazilian bit and all the rest of it? How does that all work? Because as we all know, these days, coding, as they call it, is worldwide. So we would assume that ByteDance has put together a whole bunch of very clever coders in Beijing who produce this algorithm that shows these TikTok videos to whoever's watching it. But you can be damn certain that there are a lot of other people based elsewhere who are also working for ByteDance in Singapore, in Asia, etc., etc. And I don't really get it, how they're going to split it off. And I don't think that's going to work. Because for the simple reason is that, technically speaking, it's extremely difficult these days on the internet to ban anything or to forbid anybody, except for the Chinese, but even there are ways and means that people will access non-Chinese censored information. In a place like America, forget it. Everybody's got VPNs. They'll just log on to a store which is outside America and continue to use TikTok in that way. And also, let's face it, if you've got TikTok on your phone, does it suddenly vanish? If they say, oh, well, you know, you're going to have to change it, it just seems incredibly impractical. Once again, I do understand that they are banning, or the Chinese ban a lot of Western apps, so there is a logic to saying, well, why don't we ban them? Because they're also sending all this information back to China, and we don't like that. And that I don't see the issue with that. What I see is the practicality of attempting to split off one bit of a global app, even if it is owned and run by the Chinese. Don't see how that's going to work technically. And they will still end up. It's definitely going to, because it's got to be within the next 9 months. So that falls into the next administration of America, or in America, Trump, Biden, who knows. Biden has said that he would sign it into law. They may sell it, but maybe nobody wants to buy it. Who knows? Don't know. I just find this type of situation absurd, really. That's it. See you guys.